I told you guys that a lot of things are going to be unfolded after Charlie died, right? And now Americans are furious. Not only Americans, a lot of MAGAs are now asking questions. Now, some of the questions are: who is Charlie Kirk's parents? Who is Erica's parents? Why were they not there on the funeral or memorial or whatsoever day? Why were they not allowed to say something? Why were they not ever shown? A lot of things is actually cooking up right now. I don't know if you guys have actually seen those videos circulating, but I have some interesting clips for you to actually catch up, because in today's video, we need to know the real biography of Charlie and Erica Kirk. We need to know their real parents. We need to know why they never said anything. We need to know why she can just come up all of a sudden to say, I have forgiven the person that pupiled my husband. Americans are furious and they are asking a lot of questions. Let's dive right into this video. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. If you have not subscribed, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips we have in our today's episode. With that being said, let's find out, and I'll be back with commentaries.
Who is Erica Kirk? Why can't we find out any information about her prior to the name of the high school she attended? No information is available about parents, whether or not she had siblings, nothing. No matter how deep you dive on the internet, no matter which search engine you use, there's no information. Which she is semi-public figure, right? It's very odd. And where are Charlie Kirk's parents? Charlie Kirk was assassinated in public. He and his casket were transported by Air Force Two, okay? Charlie Kirk's wife, along with J.D. Vance, everybody's waiting for his arrival from it. This is really, really strange. The U.S. government basically takes over Charlie Kirk's funeral, memorial services, all of this. And yes, of course, Turning Point is involved as well. Millions of dollars are being spent by the U.S. government, which means us taxpayers, on all of this. And that memorial service, by the way, was not normal. That was not normal whatsoever. But with Erica Kirk, who is she? It is very strange that public figures, there's no background information to be found on the internet. Nobody knows Erica Kirk from her childhood. There's a memorial service for her husband. There's no family members or friends or anybody she grew up with or extended family members there. Charlie Kirk's parents. I mean, this is so weird. I'll give you the information on Erica Kirk as we know it. This is all I could find. She attended Notre Dame Preparatory High School in Scottsdale, Arizona. Arizona is where they had Charlie Kirk's memorial. Now, you would think they would have the memorial for Charlie Kirk in Chicago, Illinois, because that's where he is from. That's where he grew up. But no, they had it in Arizona. Then Erica attended Arizona State University. She studied political science. She then moved on, went to Regis University for 2 years. She played basketball at Regis. She then won Miss Arizona USA in 2012 at 23 years old. Now in 2012, Charlie Kirk was 18. That's when he launched Turning Point USA. They didn't know each other then, apparently. Then she attended Liberty University, where she earned a Juris Master's degree in American Legal Studies and a doctorate in Christian leadership. Most recently, she has been working as a real estate agent in New York City. And of course, going along with Charlie on his tour, for Turning Point USA on campuses. And now she's CEO, so she will continue that. Where's her family? Why can't we find any information? And where are Charlie Kirk's parents? This is also very strange. Have you seen any other information on Erica Kirk? What are your thoughts on all of this? That memorial service was completely abnormal. 100%. I'll keep you updated. Please like, follow, and share so that I can continue to provide you with content. And I appreciate you being here.
One thing that's been interesting to me over the last week is that we haven't heard or seen anything from Charlie Kirk's family, meaning parents, siblings. I just read something that his parents are both non-political. They're both apolitical. His dad's an architect. His mom is a mental health counselor. He has a younger sister who is 2 years younger than him, who is very, very much a devoted progressive in her political leanings. And she, in the past, has voiced very strong support for Bernie Sanders, and she has voiced very strong support for state parks, landmarks, museums, and funding for those to teach the reality of this nation's history of slavery and treatment of African American people, which is diametrically opposed to the views of her brother on issues like critical race theory and his views on black people generally. Obviously, my heart goes out to the three of them. They lost a son and a brother in a horrific assassination murder. But they were decidedly not a part of his political beliefs and his political efforts through Turning Points USA and his college tours and things like that. Again, I mean, my heart goes out to those guys. They lost a loved one in a horrific manner. But that was interesting information to me, and I think it explains why we haven't heard from them.
Why doesn't anybody know anything about Charlie Kirk's parents? I just saw a video about this, and it had literally never occurred to me that no one is talking about. We have not heard from or seen footage of anybody other than Erica and the freaking vice president and Usha anywhere involved in the situation. And every news outlet has the same like little snippets, and it's that his mother was a mental health care provider and his father was an architect, and his father was involved in the building of and the design of Trump Tower in New York. I literally can't even find their names anywhere. They are not really listed. They're he has a younger sibling too, and they are just completely out of the picture, which is insane. In a high profile moment like this, it is insane that the only person that we are hearing from or seeing involved in anything is his wife. And that gives you such a huge window into what that family dynamic is like. Obviously, I always sort of assumed he had no relationship with his mom because the hatred of women, it has to come from somewhere, and generally it would come from that space. And maybe that's the case, that none of them talk to him, but it's really strange that someone with 8 million followers that had his body transported on Air Force Two just doesn't have a family.
Hey, where's Charlie Kirk's parents been at in all this, man? Never once have you seen the TV camera pan over and say, well, there's Charlie Kirk's mother, looks like she's mourning the loss of her son, or there's Charlie Kirk's father, looks like he's heavy laden with grief by losing his son like that. Have you? No, you ain't, because it's all a fucking horse show, man. They setting all this up. J.D. Vance is going to be 28 primary candidate, and she's going to be the vice president candidate. Trump's trashing her out now, making Melania mad. Hey, y'all have a great day. Love y'all.
Everyone's praising Erica Kirk's memorial speech like it was brave, but when you actually start looking into her, it gets dark fast. And I stand on what I said. It seemed more like a rally than a memorial, and Charlie's own parents and sister didn't even attend. Grief isn't a performance, and what went down at that memorial definitely felt like one. First off, have you even looked into Erica Kirk, or looked into how her and Charlie even met? Erica and Charlie met in Israel. We all know that people in power set up relationships all the time. She won Miss Arizona 2012, a Trump-owned pageant. She was also an actress on a show called Summer House. She became a casting director for multiple nonprofits, also orphanages, including one named Romanian Angels. Go search it yourself because the stuff that comes up overseas is wild. And her dad worked in defense, running Raytheon's Israel division. Are you starting to connect the dots? Not long after Charlie started asking real questions, saying his morality was on the line, suddenly he's gone. Even one time Trump was asked about Charlie after his life was taken, he started talking about the ballroom in the White House. Now Charlie's entire platform is in Erica's hands. This is not random. It all leads to the same place. They used faith and forgiveness as a stage prop just to get more control.
Erica Kirk has deep connections to Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, and the State of Israel. The supposed grieving wife and mother is going to be taking over Turning Point USA. So here's some facts about her that I think the public has a right to know and that nobody else is reporting on. Around 2009 to 2010, even though Erica had never modeled before or participated in a beauty pageant, she received an invitation in the mail to participate in the Miss USA beauty pageants, which were owned by Donald Trump. In 2012, she won the Miss Arizona competition, and at the same time, according to her website, she was also a casting director at the same time she was modeling for Trump. In 2006, she started a ministry when she was just 17 years old. This ministry was working with the U.S. military in Romania at the same time she claimed to be working as a casting director. The area in Romania where Erica was operating her ministry out of had a ton of locals accusing these evangelical ministries of kidnapping children and trafficking them out of the country. These children were being found in Israel, the UK, and undisclosed private islands. The locals demanded that the authorities look into this, and shocker, they never did, but her ministry was kicked out of Romania. In 2018, 2 years after Donald Trump started working with Charlie Kirk, Erica and Charlie were introduced to one another after one of their mutual friends suggested that Charlie should hire her to work for Turning Point. So at Erica's job interview with Charlie, Erica allegedly said, "You're not going to be my boss. You're going to be my boyfriend." So they began dating. I think it's safe to assume that this mutual friend was Donald Trump because Erica was already one of his employees, so it would make sense for his team to encourage this. Beauty pageants are a well-known gateway for human trafficking. So with her being a casting director, her ministry, working with the military in Romania and being asked to leave, along with her very strange behavior of capitalizing on the death of her husband, I think this should be of immense concern to us all. Random people do not get propped up by the mainstream media out of nowhere. That includes Charlie Kirk, whose father had deep connections to Donald Trump even before he started working with Charlie Kirk. All of these people that you see on TV run in the same circles, and anybody with ties to human trafficking should not be trusted. So comment below and let me know, did you know about her ties to Trump and the beauty pageants and this ministry that she operated in Romania? Let's chat about this.
Hey, what's up? I did a deep dive last night into Erica Kirk or Erica Francie's Romanian Angels organization, which was an organization that was linked with the U.S. military and accused of trafficking underage girls in Romania. Now, since this issue started going viral, pop-ups like this, which I have never seen before in my entire life, have started showing up on Google. So utilizing Google to try and find this information is probably not going to deem fruitful. The main sources we're going to use today, and I will post the articles right here, are G4 Media, Active News, and, excuse me, I'm going to try and pronounce this, Stripent Ruviata, which are all Romanian news organizations, as well as a video posted to the video sharing site Vimeo, V-I-M-E-O, that features Erica Kirk talking about this organization directly. Now, that Vimeo video is about 3 minutes long. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to play it, but I do encourage you to go look it up while it is still available because it's posted on her personal Vimeo page at Erica France V. It's titled Romanian Angels. So just to go over timelines here, in 2012, Erica Kirk, then Erica France V, competed in the 2012 Miss USA pageant as Miss Arizona, started working for Donald Trump, and then immediately after that went to Romania and posted this following video on her Vimeo page 12 years ago. Okay, so this video was posted 12 years ago on her personal page, and most of the video is just clips of her giving gifts to orphans. However, I want to pay attention to this thank you message at the end that thanks Colonel Busher, because his name is going to come up again. Essentially, Romanian Angels was an organization that connected Romanian orphans to members of the U.S. military, and under the guise of giving them gifts. The person and the organization that she thanks at the end of that video, Colonel Busher and Associa United Hands Romania, have proven ties to child trafficking at multiple different points of their time in Romania. According to ctnews.ro, Associa United Hands Romania had close ties with the U.S. military at the Black Sea Rotational Force 17.1 and at the Mihal Kogalsanu military base. Now, forgive me for these pronunciations. I don't speak Romanian. In this article from January of 2020 from activenews.ro, I translated it, so let me just read it to you. It says, a former translator from the American base in Kogalsanu accuses a real brothel operated here, where minors were brought in. The woman filed a criminal complaint with DICOT, D-I-I-C-O-T, requesting that the Kogalsanu file be connected to the Carousel Develsalu file. DICOT is the branch of the Romanian government that investigates organized crime. Now, for background, the Carousel Develsalu file was a criminal case in which a 18-year-old girl and a 15-year-old girl, Louisa and Alexandra, respectively, disappeared under alarming circumstances, shockingly close to a U.S. military base in Romania. And when they caught the person that they accused of kidnapping both girls, the locals had said that that man had close ties with the U.S. military base in Romania. Now, backing it up to Colonel Busher of the U.S. Army, Erica's bestie, okay? I'm going to go back to that article from January 2020. The Carousel case in the summer of 2019 brought the Develsalu base to the forefront. That's the military base, with voices linking the disappearances of the two girls to human trafficking networks and the military unit hosting American troops. The translator cited at the beginning of this article is named Anna Maria Nusanu, who claims that a real brothel operated in this military unit and on this military base, where underage girls were brought here to satisfy the desires of some soldiers. Nusanu notified the prosecutor's office about this brothel on the premises of the military base, and although there was an extensive investigation carried out by the American and Romanian authorities, an agreement signed in 2001 between the two countries was invoked. In that agreement, Romania ceded the right of investigation to the U.S. military. Anytime there were crimes committed on a U.S. military base in Romania, those crimes could not be investigated by Romanian authorities. They were then investigated internally by the U.S. military. The article then says, among those who would have benefited from the services of the young girls brought to the Kogalsanu base would have been the commander of the Black Sea Area Support Team, Colonel Otto Busher, helped by his right-hand senior adjunct platoon leader, Lloyd Sparks. So, the very person that Erica was thanking at the end of that Vimeo video that I showed you is then implemented in child sex trafficking crimes. The article goes on to say, the document contains absolutely incredible information and details, which the author of the complaint, Anna Maria Nusanu, argues with concrete evidence in which under normal conditions would have led to convictions and long prison terms. However, since we are talking about military interests, the U.S. and NATO, these are forces that always try to put these matters on the back burner whenever such scandals explode in the public space, the journalist writes. The case was effectively buried when the Americans invoked this agreement that they had with Romania that essentially prohibits Romanian authorities from investigating these crimes and hands over all investigative authority to the United States military. Here is another article from activenews.ro that provides further proof that Colonel Otto Busher, the person that Erica thanked for helping her with the orphans, was directly involved in these trafficking crimes. In that article, there are translations of his messages where he is negotiating prices for underage girls. So at the very least, the person she was running that organization with, the U.S. military officer that was helping her do these things, has at multiple points been implicated in trafficking Romanian minors to U.S. military bases. And at the very least, we deserve some kind of explanation as to why she left Romania, why the organization just stopped operating, and why all of this information regarding that man, her connections to him, and what Romanian Angels did while in Romania, while on that U.S. military base, has been essentially scrubbed from Google. And even if we are to assume that maybe she found out about everything and left, why wouldn't you speak up? Why wouldn't you use the power that you now hold to hold the U.S. military accountable and talk about the horrific experience that you had being associated with child traffickers in Romania? That's weird to me. And why is it that everyone who has some sort of working relationship with President Trump has ties and accusations regarding this topic? This is not a normal thing. I have lived a very colorful life. Never in my life have I landed myself in a situation where there were even accusations, even a rumor of me being affiliated with underage child trafficking. Everything about it is fishy. So thank you for coming on this ride with me. We have now reached an 8-minute mark. I think that is ample time. I will continue reporting back if I find anything else.
I mean, look at this face. As of the recording of this video, we're only 16 days out from a supposedly brutal, horrific assassination of the love of her life, of the father of her 2 children. And she's acting like it kind of didn't happen. Are we going to hear about the Romanian Angels situation? Are we going to hear her address what some people are saying, that she's been banned from Romania for a certain thing that people are accusing her of? 16 days out. I would expect this maybe from somebody 16 months out. But I have grandparents, and I know people, and you probably do too, that still mourn the loss of a loved one who wasn't taken during a horrific assassination or some kind of unexpected accident. Something where maybe a loved one was struggling with cancer for a couple years, going through chemotherapy, and the doctor's like, well, get your things in order because so-and-so only has 6 months or 12 months. And even after that, you don't recover like this. Even after preparing yourself 16 days out from the actual demise of the individual that you say you love. Am I tripping? Or is this as bizarre to you as it is to me?
There's something about Charlie Kirk's funeral that just feels off to me. I don't understand how okay everybody seems to be, particularly his wife, Erica. Now, I mean this with no disrespect to anyone that's lost a loved one, but I just felt really uncomfortable watching the way she kind of walked up, went straight into Donald Trump, and then laid her head on his chest. I mean, this is someone she doesn't really know. This isn't someone that she hung out with, and I just, like, the way she went from being okay to being sad to smiling, it's not sitting right. I just don't understand it. I know people go through shock, but if that was me, and if that was many other people that I know, many people that I've seen in these situations, they wouldn't be able to A, string a sentence together, B, even look like a normal human being, and C, they wouldn't want to be around many people. And I didn't want to think like this. Like when I first saw all the footage, and then there's the whole thing with the funeral, pre-funeral with the casket and her holding his hand. I mean, the last thing that I would be thinking about is having someone video me. I just, it just doesn't sit right with me.
If you felt yourself some warm, fuzzy, positive feelings after watching the white Christian nationalist event yesterday disguised as Charlie Kirk's memorial service, this one is not for you. And to the MAGA person who right now is in the comments getting ready to type out, "You're just jealous," I don't think you thought that one through.
This is Erica Kirk.
Cue the fireworks. She good to go with the tissue? All right, just keep it away from the sparks. Where's the tissue guy? Hey, she held that a little longer than we discussed. Here's where she needs to look up to the heavens. Nailed it. Did you tell her to do that thing, like where she mouths her prayer, so everybody can see it? Remind me to tell Wardrobe that they nailed it with the white. It's very angelic. All right, she's kind of milking the applause thing. Tell her to get going. Is she on like beauty pageant autopilot? It's. We really need this many cameras? All right, who skimped on the fireworks? I told you to get those longer lasting ones. Not everybody used the bulletproof glass, but of course she did. I completely understand why she would want to. See, that thing I did there, that's called empathy. Something that Charlie Kirk claimed was useless. What he said was, "I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up word, a new age term. It does a lot of damage." They're keeping the music loud to encourage the crowd to keep going. She does this thing where she's like crying, but kind of that childlike thing. I swear to God, I saw this coming, that she was going to raise her head on the upswing of the song. I told you, this thing has been a production from day one, or day two. I didn't talk about that, did I? But enough is enough. Isn't it strange that we haven't seen his parents or his sister? No, because this is the Erica fucking Kirk show. And now she looks up and tells Charlie that she loves him.
Welcome back, guys, and I hope you guys have watched all of that clips that I have for you guys. Now, nobody should say that this particular question that these people are asking, they're not asking the right question. They are asking the right question, because if you check from every single thing that these people have actually said, it is quite suspicious, because I don't see any reason why, if you are from Chicago, the memorial funeral service should be done in Arizona. And that is not even my problem. Anybody can choose to do any single thing that he or she needs to do. But the point is, where is their parents? Were they not properly married? Were there no relatives? Because if their parents were actually available, is Charlie Kirk's family member, father, mother, or any sibling not supposed to say something? And let's look at all of the acting that actually happened in a real sense. That is not even up to 2 weeks, or not even up to a month. Someone that her husband was taken away from her just came out of the air to air it out and said, "I've forgiven the person." This is what Charlie would do. Christ said we should forgive and love one another. A lot of things is actually not right. And if Americans are furious as at this point, I do not blame them for being furious. If Americans are asking questions at this point, I do not blame them, and nobody should say they should not ask questions, because most of the funeral and the memorial service allegedly were funded by the US government. Did you even watch that clip where she was hugging and Like our father, the father of the general, the orange man was trying to like calm her down. It's okay, it's okay. A lot of things were just not right. A lot of things is just not adding up. And the earlier they start providing us answers, the better for them. Because Americans are not going to keep quiet until they dig deep. Americans are not ready to let go until they understand why their own taxes need to be into what we found something that they do not even like. If you have any information, let us know in the comment section. Probably you know who our parents are. Maybe you're good in doing deep research. Let us know as well. Because there's going to be a breeze that will blow. And when that breeze blows, something will pop out of it. I just hope it's a good one. Because you guys know that I keep saying it in my video that a lot is still going to be unfold. A lot is still going to be unfold. It hasn't even gotten to how many days or weeks or months yet. My auntie is already glowing. I'm not saying she should not glow. I'm not saying she should mourn like my mother-in-law that lost her husband that was mourning and wailing and rolling on the floor. Have to stay in the house for 3 months with a black dress, have to cut her hair just because she want to respect cultures and tradition. I know that that is not the kind of culture and tradition that you people have over there in the US. But there are a lot of things that is making a lot of Americans to point fingers. And they're not digging deep so that they want to know more. And the good part is, it is not the people that look like me, right? That is mostly digging deep. I'm not saying people that look like me are not digging deep, but it is mostly not them that is doing the so much digging. It is still their own folks. It is still their own people. It is still their own color. It is still their own race that is actually asking, and they want to know what has really happened, what has really transpired, what is inside that they don't want to tell us. What is the biography talking about? Why was there no any parents present? Because if those parents were present, I believe the medias will have been, oh, let's welcome the coming in of the parents of Charlie Kirk. Let's welcome the coming in of the parents of Erica Kirk. Because the media showed us when Donald Trump actually walked in, J.D. Vance, and other people that we actually saw that were coming in respectably to come and sympathize with her. But why didn't the media show us, or were they crying in one corner? Sonia, just calm down. You think too much. Calm down, calm down. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. This is not to come and bash anyone. This is just for us to educate each other and still know that there's a lot of things that is being hidden that needed to be digged out. And very soon, just it's a matter of time, we are going to be seeing a lot of things unfolding. Credit belongs to the original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And thank you so much for staying stick and hook me to the end of this video. Thank you for always coming to watch my videos. Thank you for always coming to support me. Thank you for super thanks. God bless you guys. I do not take you guys for granted. And guys, with no further ado, I do like I say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Stay tuned and do not touch the dial. Bye guys. I love you. Who is Erica Kirk? Who is Chelly? And why are their parents not present?